Hello and welcome to another episode of Alphacraft from the Alphacraft server. We're over here in the spawn area, just gazing over everything. There's so much grass now. The other alphas have been so busy. They've been building up shops. I believe that's Richmart right there. There's the Ore Consortium by Toasty Puma and Magigoric. Stina's by the book. And then there's so many shops just popping up everywhere. I'm a little bit behind. It's fine. But I'm not here to just gaze at all the shops and all that. No, I've got another plan. So if I just head down here and head in here, we've got some mail for us. So I believe, yeah, Pichapard. These are from Spatter, I believe. And then, ooh, that would have been good last episode. Block Diamond always will take one of those. I believe that's Spider as well. And this. This is what I'm here for, because I'm gonna take off the hat, lower my armor a little bit, and yeah, I took off the beret because I want to come in here and find an anvil. And if I just come in here and rename it a little bit, now we'll change where. Now only I can see this, but I attempted to model a beret. I'm now left this on for as long as I'm alive, so we'll see how long that lasts. But yeah, I tried to model a beret. I think it came out all right. So yeah, we're gonna wear this as long as possible. Who knows how long that'll be? Probably very short. I don't have an elytra, so I'm gonna be falling a lot building my project today, which is gonna be a massive trading tower for my villagers, using all the emeralds from the raid farm to give us so many different blocks for our project this season. And to get it started off, I want to build a piston door right here. I've already cleared out the area for this. I'm going to have to do a little bit of terraforming to connect this all up. But I just want to get this door built because it's so cool. I did not build it. I wish I could have designed this, but I can't. It's just incredible what some people can do. And I'm like, how do you guys come up with this stuff? It's so cool. If you want to build this door yourself, go check out Quipla. They did an amazing job with the tutorial, and it's incredibly cool. So I can't wait to build it. So that's going to go right in here. And let me go tame this cat. Hold up. I haven't seen cats like all the time, and I keep getting distracted. So I'm like, I must tame them all. Come here. I've just resorted to just run. Usually works surprisingly well. But now with that cat tamed, it's time to turn our attention to this door and try it out for the first time. Hopefully I followed the tutorial right. Yes. And yeah, I can just walk right on in, and then there's a button on the other side, and it works flawlessly. That is what I like to see. And I even installed a little bit of mistake proofing. So I believe, I have no blocks I can use to pillar up. Hop, 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 hop. There we go. So I have this delay that opens the door for a certain amount of time, but then while this is active, and a little bit after, there's this which locks this repeater. So basically it can't reopen while it's closing. And I tested in creative and it works flawlessly. So hopefully it works flawlessly on the server as well. It's one of those things I really don't want to test, but I'm really going to test it. Although you do kind of have to get the timing relatively right to find out. Yeah, so like that should have opened it again. And there we go. It took a little bit longer. But that's pretty much what will happen. Yeah, that works flawlessly. On to the rest of this build. There's going to be a lot of concrete involved, like a lot, like around 20 shulker boxes of concrete, a lot, which means I'm going to need, I think, like 10 of those is sand, 10 of those is gravel, and then a bunch of dyes. Yeah, I think it's time we did some grinding. So we're just coming to this shopping district to buy some shulkers, and I ran into Richard, and he gave me some elytra. We talked about this thing behind me, which hopefully his video comes out before this one does, otherwise that's gonna be spoilers. But he's building a huge shopping mart thing here, which I'm super excited about, and I think he did some work since last time I looked at it. It looks so much better now. It looks really good. Richard, you did amazing on that. But he also gave me an elytra and some shulker shells and rockets. Oh, thanks. Thanks. Here. Oh, you can take the emeralds. I have them coming out of my ears.
Hey, look, I did a thing. Filthy stinking rich. You bet I am.
So I should be good to go and gather a bunch of sand. Although I think I'm gonna still need to get some more shulker boxes from Jin because I'm gonna need a lot of sand. I think I need more than this. I think I got enough in my inner chest just for the sand, but I'm gonna need gravel and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm gonna go gather all these resources. So let's get to it. Alright, so I have gathered all of my resources together here in this chest. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here because this is going to be one giant tower. And I'm thinking I'm going to start off just by building the first floor. That way you can get an idea of where I'm going and also to cover up all the redstone because there's a lot of concrete and I'm not going to just convert it all into concrete and then place it. No, I'm going to do the whole concrete powder, then water everything. But I need to make sure all the redstone is safe because that would be a problem. That's a problem. This would just all break the second any water gets near this. So I have to be careful with the water. But I'm going to go and get this first layer up now. And there it is, all built up. At least just the first layer for now. But this gives you a general idea of how this is going to turn out. And most of this is all just going to be stacked on top up to about there. So yeah, this thing's going to be huge. Like, let me go a little bit further back. And you can kind of see the scale of this thing. Yeah, it's going to be a bit big. It's going to be a bit on the larger scale. But I need to fit a lot of villages in here. So we do need this to be quite large. And on the inside, I started laying out a little bit. And I love this store. This store is so fun. But inside here, all of our villagers are just going to be in here. Hello. Would you like to trade? I would like emeralds, please. Yes. So the villagers will be in here. And I believe, what is it? There's like 8, 16, 30, 32 per floor. Yeah, 32 villagers per floor. And I think there's like 8 floors with villagers. And this thing is going to be fun. I'll show you this after the whole build's all done. Because that's a really fun system to get all the villagers down. But I'm going to need to have this like all built up. And then over here is going to be a quick bubble column, which is just going to go straight to the top. Currently it only comes up to here because that's as far as this thing has been built. So without further ado, I think this thing needs to reach for the night sky. And the shellless tower is all built, and there's a lot of stuff going on here. Each of the sides, I tried to make them all unique in their own ways. Like this side kind of looks like a standard residential building with all the windows, even though it's just all frog lights, which provides light on the inside, which is really quite nice. So it lights up just that part of the room. And then if I go to the back, this one here, there's actually a really fun reason behind it. So it goes up like this, right? It looks really cool. But if I head up in here, what's going to happen eventually is this floor in here. I believe it's going to be this one down here is where I'm going to have all the villager converting, right? So the villager's going to come in here, get converted, choose their jobs, and then I send them down one of these tubes. And they come down, fall, land in the water, because there's a block there. They'll get pushed out here and just be into the right floor for whichever area I want to have them. So, like, I'll probably have librarians on the bottom and a bunch of other of the professions throughout the building, which is going to be a lot of fun. So the reason this side is like this, right? So down here, it's going to end on that floor. Next one, next floor, and it just keeps going down until you reach the last floor. So the ending is where the floors are, which means that it lines up perfectly with all the other, because everything's all based on the floor as far as the horizontal lines go. Now this wall, it's very bland. I'm going to change that. I'm going to slap a couple of villagers' heads on here in a little bit, and that should detail this wall quite a lot. And then this wall here, this one's pretty much all done, and it's just really simple. Nothing too overly complex. And again, there's a little bits here and there that are based on where things on the inside are. Actually, I can also show this side. It's like over here, there's a little bit of a tube. Same with over here. And the reason for these ones is if I head on inside, I can't get enough of this door. It's so good. And there's a bubble column here. And then right here is another bubble column. This one's not completely done yet. As you can see, there's soul sand on the edge. And eventually I'm going to put in pistons and all that. And actually, I need... Ooh. I think I did this a little bit early. So eventually I'm going to get note blocks in here, which is going to basically... You come to a certain point, punch note block, and then it shows you up to the next floor, which is very handy. But yeah, this thing is coming together super well, and if I head all the way down, take a lot of damage on the way down. Jeez, that's a lot. But this floor is pretty much all done. So we have each of the villagers' areas. Ooh, I missed the frog lights. That would have been cool if that was the frog light box. That's not. This one's the frog light box. I missed one. So that just goes right there. And the villagers, yeah, just in the air with the frog lights. And the frog lights in here light up pretty much most of the area. These ones are just needed to light up a little bit extra. But with just all this, the room is completely lit up, which is amazing. So I don't have any like torch spam or anything. I have some on the top level. But this bottom floor is technically ready for villagers. However, I want to make sure I get the upper floors ready first. So if I come out here, I'm probably not going to get all of these all done today, just because this is actually a lot. I didn't realize how much that was going to be. But at least because I want the librarians on the very bottom floor, I can do that. And then I definitely want to make sure I get these ones up here done. It's like all the way at the top, because I believe the way I'm doing this is there's going to be farms up here, which will lead down to a breeder, and then the babies will go and... Actually, wait, no, I think the top floor... So the top floor up here is going to be where I'm going to have the villager breeders, and then there's also going to be a couple of crop farms to feed them. And then beneath that is going to just be a simple villager holding chamber. It's just so I can store the adult villagers. And then the floor beneath that is where I'm going to summon them. So it'll be this floor here. So I'll have a button where I can summon one of the different biome variants. I'll come down and I give it its profession, zombify it, cure it, and then send it down. But these doors also kind of serve a second purpose, because if I don't want to like choose my floor with the elevator and punching no blocks, I can just right to the top, into one of these, and fall down. So yeah, this thing is coming together quite nicely. So next thing I'm going to do is get these top 3 floors in, and the mural of the villagers on the side wall here. And the 2 villager heads are in, and I've gotten a lot more work done as well. And I love how this came out, because one of my favorite things in here is their eyes each point a different direction. So they both look just a little bit shifty. Kind of like my eyes, but yeah. When I was designing this, I was like, how can I differentiate them a little bit? And that was the easiest way. I thought, I'm like, it looks really good. And then up here, this thing is a lot of fun. So this is something similar to what I do a lot, like if I'm playing Factorio, which is to evenly distribute items. There's things in Factorio that will balance belts. This is basically what that's doing, because I need to split 1 input, which is going to be this guy, which we'll see what that comes from later. I need to split that into 7 outputs evenly, which this thing does that perfectly. I'll link the tutorial to the splitter in the description. So these modules were designed by Ilmango, and they work so well. I mean, of course, Ilmango is a genius. I wouldn't expect anything less. But they split everything up perfectly, and then I have, I think, 1, because I can get 8 outputs easily. So I have 1 that loops back in, and this basically refeeds and gets splits again, which is a trick that a lot of the belt balancers in Factorio use. Now, if I head on inside and show you what this is actually all going to be doing. So up here at the top layer, I've gotten all the villager breeders set up. I believe these are designed by Jake. I think that was the channel's name. That's what they introduced themselves as. So we'll go with that. Yeah, so it'll be, again, links are all in the description, and I'll try to get them all in the iCard as well. But we've gotten these guys up here, and their outputs line up with one of the beds on each one. So each one of these is going to have a different biome of villager, and they're going to breed in here. So babies fall down, get pushed over this fence, and then when they grow up, they'll be just high enough to swim up, over, and down. Well, look at that. The next floor. And then over here, I've just got a simple carrot farm. So I'm going to have 2 farmers in here, and a villager in the middle. And the farmers will grab some carrots, and then come over here and try to give it to the guy, but they're going to hit the fence post and go down and go into the sorter. And actually, now I say that, I can show you how this thing works, since these are all harvested now, which is quite nice. Yeah, I can just chuck those all down there, and those will all get split. And in a moment, we'll see them all start raining down. Yeah, you can already start seeing them right there. In a moment, they should, yeah, so there's like 1, another one, and they'll just kind of rain down here and there. But it's perfectly 50-50 split. Well, technically, each one has one out of the 7th of the carrots that went in. It's all perfectly split up. And now if I head down to the next floor, this is where the villagers can be held. That's pretty much it. That's the only purpose of this floor, is just to hold the villagers. Which they're going to land on the slime blocks, which means they don't take fall damage. And whenever I want one, there'll be a minecart that just comes up and through. Well, I think these rails should be going up. Oh, it's something I'll have to check. Yeah, I think these rails should technically be going up. Which these also do need to be going up. Which once again, hang on. Oh, I think I know what I did. I know what I did. So that goes up. And then that. So originally when I was building this, I think what I did is I updated these rails so they went back down. So that's something I have to go in and fix off camera in a second. So yeah, now the minecart will come up, grab a villager, come down through this hole, and send them over here. And they'll get stuck like right about here, which is where I can play with their trades, get them to where I want. And if I deem them worthy, push the button, they get over here. Ow, ow, they're zombified. And I push that button, they come over here. On this thing, this is going to be filled with weakness arrows. Still get hit by weakness. And then I'll just manually bump them in here, basically. So they'll line up here. I give them a golden apple. And then once each one is cured, I can push the button. And they'll come all of the way around here, down whichever one I want. So if they want them to go onto the 3rd floor, I'll flick that. No, that's 4th floor. If I want them to go down on the 4th floor, I'll flick this lever, and they'll fall, splash, and then come out. And then from there, I can shove them into one of their little spaces and then trap them. And now they're stuck here and just a trading kiosk, basically. So that's pretty much how this thing's all gonna work. So I just need to fix all those rails, and then I also need to fix up this elevator, because currently it's still going straight to the top. Which now this elevator is fixed. So now basically the way this works, just pushes out the soul sand and lifts you up one floor at a time. So you can pretty much just choose which floor you want to leave. And now all that is left is just to get the villagers in here, which will have to wait for next episode.